Why, hello everybody. This is the Tabletop Baseball channel. I am your host, Tenacious Earl, for this event, which is a game in the 2008 Philadelphia Phillies Super Advanced Season Replay, as-is replays, so we'll be using as-is lineups throughout this season. This is not to be confused with the Tenacious Baseball League, which is running its own. It's going to be run on its own. We'll get back into that probably tomorrow. I would almost guarantee it. I had some things I needed to clean up with that, some potential roster moves and other stuff. So I'm making very, very slow progress in trying to get a league started that it involves History Maker Baseball, and I'm not sure how much of that I'm going to play online. I'll probably do some, but I'll probably get it started and just play some offline. But it won't be for another week or two because it's just taken me some time to get everything together. So, but back to this game. Philadelphia at Colorado. The Phillies lost the first game of this short 2-game series with the Mile High Kids. The Phillies will have their ace, Brett Myers, going. Some would argue Cole Hamels was their ace in this season. I would say it was probably Myers. I think he was typically at least when they started out, the primary guy they went to. So, Jeff Francis, another lefty, will go for the Rockies. I'm trying to remember who was I think it was a lefty who went last game for them as well. Let me see. That was Mark Redmond. So, I'll tell you that the lefties are not the best matchups for the Phillies, because with Utley and Howard, especially since they don't have Burrell or Victorino around, which who are both switch hitters and both can provide some needed base runners, so ground ball outs and things like that by Utley and Howard might result in some additional runs scored and things like that. And if they can actually catch one, which sometimes they do, even against lefties, that helps add to the total. So if I didn't get that through, Rollins and Victorino still out, so that's one of the problems going for the Phillies. So this is an as-is lineup. Pretty much, I guess, probably first choice. I think the Phillies would prefer to have Jeff Jenkins over So Taguchi in the lineup. But with another lefty on the mound, they are going to shy away from Jenkins. For the Rockies, this is, I'd say, so who started at short? Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki did not play in this game. Who played at short in this game is a guy that I was instructed by my resident Colorado Rockies fan, RNGIDP, that it is not Clint Barnes, it is Clint Barmes, and then I proceeded to tell him that in fact Clint actually mispronounces his own name. It's actually Barmes, because I said it so that's just the way it is. I mean, so tough. No. Maybe I'll go with Barmes, whatever. I'm going to call him Healton, Todd Healton, and Willie Tavares. So, anyway. No. See, this is what happens when you get me and you start messing with me, then I bring out the real stupidity. So, we'll go with Clint Barmes. So, just to be consistent. Hi, Derek Oxenrider, trying to be funny and probably failing successfully, if there is such a thing. Succeeding at failing. It's probably my primary way of managing success is to do it when it's in the process of failing. So, enough of the conundrums and oxymorons and redundancies and all that good stuff. We will get to the redundancy of baseball. Well, not really baseball. Baseball's not redundant. It's a great game, and people I wish more people enjoyed it. I think a lot of people do already, but in Stratomatic, I wish more people enjoyed, but it's not for everybody. It's an acquired taste, I would say, and some people like to leave their math in high school or college or whatever and never have to think about it again, but others like us prefer to try and flex our mathematical muscles, statistical muscles, and it can leave us, sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. Alright, so enough chit-chat. Let's go to the weather effects chart. This is April 22nd. This is a night game. So we will go to the Colorado chart in April night. So these are the numbers we will roll. We roll a d20, and the range it's in will decide it is a 12, which for Colorado means it is falling average. So in Colorado, average is still pretty darn good. 13 for lefties on singles, 19 for righties, so one back from 20. Not a sure shot for the righties anymore, but not too far off. 11 on the home runs for lefties and 15 for righties. Another thing that is a slight, because I would say Colorado's power hitters are both righties in Holiday and Atkins. Hop, he has some power too, I guess. He's a lefty, but the main power guys, I guess the Phillies have one of each. Burrell would be considered a big power guy for them too. But if you think Utley and Howard, those are your guys that are lefties. They get a slight disadvantage here at Coors Field. So for the Phillies, I believe this is an untouched lineup from last game. Taguchi, Worth, Utley, Howard, Burrell, Feliz, Ruiz, Bruntlett, and Myers still reeling a bit without Rollins and Victorino. When they come back in, that may help their cause a bit. So Taguchi, first to go against Francis, 6-7 against a righty, and guess what? So Taguchi gets a good roll here off of the pitcher's card, and it will at least be a single, and that is a single for So. The Rockies are going to hold him on. So let's see. Jeff Francis, 0 hold. Torrey Alba, a +1. So you get to add 1 to all of the Phillies totals, at least early. So 1-19 for Taguchi. If he gets a good lead, he's going to try to get one here. He needs a 5, and he gets a 4, so it will be a poor lead. They are holding him on, so for anybody who's new, what we do is, this is the supplementary stealing system. The number before the slash are numbers where a guy gets a good lead, which corresponds to this number. Numbers after the slash, which Taguchi has none, mean that you are automatically out if you roll this, if you add these two d6s together. From there, if you get this, you must steal, and what you do is you add the pitcher's hold rating, the catcher's arm rating, so that's why I looked at Torrey Alba as a +1. It's 0 + 1, then +20 makes 21, and then you subtract 2 if he's being held on with that the good lead. So that would make 1-19. Now that he does not have a good lead, you can again go 0 and +1 to make it 1-12. Then you have to subtract 4 with a poor lead. So that makes it 1-8. So that's a 40% chance of him stealing. You'd roll the d20. We are not going to do that. He's going to hold tight there and hope that Worth doesn't ground him into a double play. And it's a 3-8. 3-8 is a single to left. And Jason Worth and So Taguchi each singled to lead off the inning. Taguchi's going to hold at second. It brings up Chase Utley against Jeff Francis here. Couple lefties. We'll see if Utley can 5-7 against a lefty, 5-7, and he strikes out. That is a big result there for Francis. Now, Taguchi at second base. Now, he could try to steal third. That would be a 1-8, and what we could do is double steal. But he needs a good lead to do it. So we can re-roll the good lead roll and see if he can get the 5. And he gets it. So 1-8, we could be running him out of an inning, but he has the steal now. And so what that is what we need to do is we take the second number, we add the 1, make it 12, and then we subtract 4. So it's a 1-8. Taguchi would get the third, and Worth would move up to second. If it's 9-20, Taguchi will be out at third, and Worth would still move to second base. And it is a 2, which means Taguchi steals. It's a double steal. And in addition, we have a potential for a throwing error down to third. Because if it's a 1, 2, or 3 on the D20 roll, you then come down here to this range, which is 1-2. You re-roll D20. And if it's 1 or 2, there's a throwing error, which means everybody advances a base. But no throwing error. But that means it's second and third with 1 out for Ryan Howard. Hi, statistician. So we rolled the dice here, literally and figuratively, and it paid off dividends. Ryan Howard, they're going to go ahead and pitch to Howard. They could walk him to get to Burrell and see if Burrell could ground into the double play, but they're going to take a bit more of a modern approach and not set up the double play and just pitch to Howard. 1-9, and 1-9 against a lefty is going to be pay dirt for the Phillies. 1-2 double, 3-20 single. That is a single, 2 stars. That will bring in both runs, and the Phillies take a 2-0 lead right off the bat. Taguchi and Worth both come in. And the aggressiveness on the base paths by Taguchi pays off as they are able to get 2 guys home for the price of 1. And that brings up Pat Burrell with 1 out. 6-6 against a righty, and that's a strikeout. They are not holding him on, by the way. So if he were to get a 3 when you add the 2 D6s, you would add 1 to 14 chance of him going to second. But he doesn't get it, so effectively there's no reason to send him here. It'd be a 1 to 6 chance, pretty low return on that investment. Let's see what Feliz does here. 1-3, and it's a ground ball to second base. That will end the inning. 2 runs for the Phillies to start this game, and that's a good sign for them. So it'll be Brett Myers looking to try and overcome the rarefied Colorado air to see if he can put together a good outing at Coors Field. Rockies slight lineup change here from last game. Like I said, Barmes at short. They bring in Jeff Baker to play second base. So I think that's really the only big change. Taveras, Barmes, Helton, Holiday, Atkins, Haup, Baker, Torrealba, and Francis. Against Brett Myers, 5-6. Against a righty, 5-6. That's a ground ball to third base. And Myers in a sweet spot there that goes around a couple of the bolded chances, which mean hits. Clint Barmes. And a 3-10 fly ball to right field. Taguchi makes the catch, and Todd Helton will get his opportunity. 6-3 against a lefty. Ballpark single, 1-13 for left-handers, and 12 means he will find the hole for the single. Find that sweet spot between the infielders and the outfielders, and here's Matt Holliday, who is going to try to make Myers pay for that walk. Helton, I don't think he runs, right? Nope, not at all. And that is a 6-3 against a righty. Another ballpark single. This is 1-19. That would be a one-base advance. And sure enough. And that sets up 2 runners for Garrett Atkins. And here's the pitch with the runners at first and second and 2 outs. 1-7, and that is a ground ball to short, and Myers escapes. That was close to being a disastrous roll there. 6-3 as Bruntlett throws to first for the out, and Phillies get out of that. A couple ballpark singles that make that interesting, but ultimately everything is good for them. They go to the second with a 2-0 lead. And so Carlos Ruiz, affectionately known as Chooch. Hi, Larry Harris. How are you? We are going to the top of the second, 2-0 Phillies on a 2 RBI single by Ryan Howard in the first. Carlos Ruiz. 4-11 against a righty, and that is a ballpark home run for Ruiz, but he is weak power to both sides. So 1-15 will be a single for Ruiz, and he gets it. As you can see, the W's for the power, and we are up against a lefty, so that is he is a weak hitter. Will not get turn those ballpark home runs into home runs. Eric Bruntlett, he will swing away here with the pitcher on deck against a righty. 6-3. We got another 6-3 roll. That's pretty. We got 3 of those in about 6 rolls, so that's pretty remarkable there. Fly ball to left field. Left fielder Holliday. Show you the card here. 3-E-4. So what's we saying here? Hi, Al, Red Sox fan. How are you? Yeah, all is well. We had a birthday tonight in the house here, so we went out for dinner and got someone a new phone, and that was exciting. So 3-E-4 for Matt Holliday on the fly ball to left field X. 3-11 and F2. The runner will not be able to advance on that, and we add those 3 together for 7 on the E4. E4 and a 7, no error. Holliday makes the catch. Brett Myers, a C bunter. They're going to play with the corners in, and he will still try to bunt. A D bunter when the corners are in. And 8. D8. That is a 1-2 chance, so they will have him go back up there again, being a number 1 hitting card guy. He's going to try to do it again. And that's a 5. That could be much better. And the 5 works out. D5 is a sacrifice. And so Myers gives himself up to 3. Ruiz moves to second base on the 9-hole hitters at bat. And that brings up Taguchi, who singled and scored. He'd love to get another single here to try and bring home Ruiz. And the pitch, 5-7 against a righty. 5-7, a walk. So that brings up Worth, and Worth could definitely be trouble here for Jeff Francis. So let's see what happens. 2 outs, runners at first and second. 6-10 against a righty, and that's a catcher X. And Torrealba 2-3. This, in theory, would be a good opportunity for them to get out of the inning if nothing wacko happens. And that's a 7, a 2 and a 7. Potential passed ball. But let's add these up. 13 on an E3 for the catcher. No error, but that is a potential passed ball, which could move runners up. So the passed ball from this roll comes from the pitcher's card. So this is the whole, let me double check, but I'm pretty sure I've played this way before, and I think that's the way it's supposed to be. The PP and PF on the, and what I'm saying by PP and PF, if you look at the catcher's card here, 2-7, there's a PP, which means it's either a passed ball or a pop-up, depending on whether there's runners on base or not. And because there are runners on base, it could be a passed ball. The pitcher's wild pitch rating is what is used. Now, Jeff Francis has a 0, so that means there's no wild pitch, no passed ball chances. And so that is voided out, and we just continue the at-bat, Jason Worth. And a 6-10 again somehow, and that's another catcher X. Or wait a second. If the rolled number is less than or equal to when the passed ball occurred, if the rolled, okay, never mind. I didn't have to re-roll. The batter just pops out to the catcher. I'm so used to the other passed ball sequences when you're rolling that D20 and you get a 1 or a 2. So they get out of that. Francis doesn't concede any more runs, and we will go to the bottom of the second. Was that you that... No, it was not me that got the new phone. It was one of my children. So it's that age where even kids... Now, this kid is not particularly young, so... But I would say she was one of the last kids in her class to get one, so... Brad Hopp against Myers to lead off the second. 2-3 ballpark single. So Hopp a lefty, 1-13, and he singles to lead off. It'll be Jeff Baker now. Hopp they're not gonna hold him on. He's not particularly adept at stealing. Baker will swing away. 6-4 against a right-hander. 6-4 fly ball to center field. That's going to be Worth. Jason Worth, a 3E3. A 3 and a 6. That's going to be borderline. And yes, it is right on the borderline. It's going to be a single for the... single, and Hopp will only move one base. With a 10, there's no chance of a... Apologies for the interruption. So Yervit Torrealba, first and second, nobody out. He's going to swing away because they have the pitcher on deck. 5-7 against a righty. A 1 is a single. That would load the bases. If it's not a 1, it's a line out to third. It's an 8, so Feliz gets that. 1 out. Number 1 for Jeff Francis. He is an A bunter, so they will play with the corners in. Makes him a B bunter, and he will try and take the bunt. A B8. And I think a B8 is a successful sacrifice. So as you can see with the D, it meant that he fouled off to a 1-2 count. But with a B, that 8 is a good sacrifice, and so that moves both runners up. And the sack goes to the pitcher because you look at the 1. We'll go 1-3. And hold on just a minute so I got to go do something real quick. There. Okay. Sorry about that. I needed to take care of something. So 2 outs, second and third, and that was just a bunt by France. It's going to be Willie Taveras. Hit could score 2 here potentially. So let's see if Myers can work his way around this, or if 6-6 against a righty, and Taveras strikes out, and they get out of that. Leave 2 on. Going to the third, 2-0 Phillies. Hi, Ken. Sorry for the delay. 2-0 Phillies going to the third. It's a not-so night here with, like I said, some birthday stuff going on. Not for me, but for a family member. And Chase Utley, 6-7 against a lefty. 1-14 double. But a 16 means that he will line out to Baker for the first out. Ryan Howard. Drove in 2 his first time up. 2-8 strikes him out. 2 down for Pat the Bat Burrell. He struck out his first time up, and that is a 4-6 against a righty. And he hits a fly ball the other way that is carrying to Hop, and Hop grabs it for the third out. 3 up, 3 down. Fruitless inning there for the Phillies. We will go to bottom of the third. Barmes against Myers. Barmes flew out to right in his first at bat. 6-5 against a righty. Ground ball to short. Bruntlett grabs it, throws it, and the out. Todd Helton singled and got stranded at second. 2-6, and Todd Helton with a chance at a home run. 1-5. It would be gone, and it will be a double for Helton, though. And he is now 2 for 2, and with 1 out, and Helton there at second base. It's going to be Matt Holliday trying to drive him home. 6-6 against a righty, and he strikes out. Big second out there. So, with one out left here to work with, Garrett Atkins 4-12 against a righty. Ground ball to first base. That's Ryan Howard. This could cost them. We'll see. Howard. Let me get the defense card so you can see it. He is a 4. Oh, just got the 1990 cards. That's nice. 4E20. So 4E20. 4-14. I think he will get away with that one. That's just a matter of the 12. 4-14. That's a G2. And then the 12 on the E20 at first base. And E20, no, 12 there. 10 and 11, but 12 is safe for him, and that is going to be a 3-1. And flirting with disaster, and the Phillies, yet again, find a way to paper over the warts. The one-out double to Helton doesn't cost them. So we're going to the fourth. Jeff Francis pitching pretty well. 2 runs given up so far, but and 4 hits. Pedro Feliz, 5'8", against a right-hander, and Feliz, he cranks one, and that is going to be a double. Good start for the Fightins. That'll be Carlos Ruiz. Swing away here. 2-4, 2-4, and a walk. 2 runners on, nobody out. Brings up Eric Bruntlett. Bruntlett would love that 1 column, wouldn't he? But it's a 3-11. And he hits a high pop up in foul ground that Torrealba will grab, and that'll be the first out. Brett Myers, just like Francis, he will try to sacrifice over the runners. He's a C, which turns to a D when they play in, because they're expecting the bunt. But a 10, a D10, that is bad, and that means the lead runner is out. So that will be a 2-5. Torrealba takes the third, and the force play is made there by Atkins. Fielder's choice, and Myers unsuccessful in laying himself down there for the cause. So Taguchi needs a single to score from second, maybe. 2-10, and a single to right. That is 2 for 2 for Taguchi. Myers will move up to second. Ruiz to third, and with the right fielder being Haup. Haup is a -3 arm, so Ruiz 11. So he wasn't being held on. And so that means a +1, +2 for there being 2 outs. So that makes him 1-14. Now Haup is -3, 1-11. They're going to send Ruiz here, and the Rockies are going to throw home. So Myers would move up to third on this. Actually, both runners would move up if successful in getting through there. So 1-11, Ruiz safe. 12-20 out, and I guess we will use plate blocking if it's 11 or 12. And it's a 14. He is thrown out at the plate. Phillies send him. It's going to be a 9-2. And that will end the inning. So trying to be aggressive there and send a runner, and instead he gets gunned down at the plate, and it's going to the bottom of the fourth. Maybe should have given Worth a chance to knock him home from third, but so it's going to be Haup leading off here against Myers. 1-8. 1-8, and he walks. Myers having a tough time staying in his card, which his card isn't the greatest either. He's got some 7s and 8s there in places, so and 6s. Jeff Baker. Myers trying to dial up a double play ball here. Let's see if it happens. 6-7 against a righty, and that's not good. That's going to be a first and third at the very worst. And that's what it will be. Single. Haup moves to third base, and Rockies in business. On the single off the 6-7, Torrealba. Phillies will play the infield back. They're looking for 2 here. 6-6 against a righty, and that is a strikeout. So the 6 card, or the 6 column, helps him there. Jeff Francis at the plate with runner at third. What do we got for Jeff Baker? His chances of stealing are pretty low. Tempted to swing away here with Francis and hope to get off of one of Myers' hits. But what they could also try to do, because the other thing about squeezing here is that, I mean, what you could do is safety squeeze, I guess. Francis and a bunter, so might be worth the safety squeeze at this point. Let's try it. Safety squeeze. Makes them a B because they're expecting it to play in corners in. B, safety squeeze. And a 5. B5, sack. See description on sack bunt chart. So, good bunt. Runners advance. So that is going to yield a run. RBI for Francis. That's going to be a 3-4. Baker moves up to second. And with 2 outs, it's 2-1. And my tablet went out, so now I got to start that back up so I can see what you're commenting. And so, with 2 outs, Taveras. Runner still at second base with 2 outs. And the pitch. 1-8. And that is a fly ball to left field. And Myers will only concede the 1 run that inning. And so, 2-1 going to the 5th. And I would also remark that I think it was a 3-5. It would have been a double play ball if we had rolled that without it being a squeeze attempt. So almost certainly made the right call there to lay down the bunt and try to get that run home. So Jason Worth against Francis here. And we didn't need to roll the D20 anyway. 5-10 against a righty. Ballpark single, he needs a 1-19, almost assured, of a single. And guess what? If we had gotten that roll with Worth after the Taguchi at bat, if we had held Ruiz, it might have been some insurance runs there. Chase Utley with Worth. They're going to have to hold Worth on. He's going to try to get a lead here. Needs a 7. But gets a 9, so that is not going to help. So 12, 13 minus 4 is 9. 1-9. No. You know what? Chase Utley, they're gonna hit and run. He's gonna be an A hit and run guy. But a 6-9 against a lefty, 6-9 fly ball to left field. And that will be the first out as Holiday catches that. So the hit and run goes off the pitcher's card. Ryan Howard, 1 away. 4-8 against a lefty. 4-8 strikes out. Brings up Pat Burrell. One to 9. Worth's going to try to take second base here and give Burrell a chance to single him home. So, +1 for the hold makes 13. Then -4 makes it 1 to 9. And he is caught stealing. That will end the inning. So, caught stealing. That'll be 2-4. Burrell will lead off the 6th, so no runs, and the Phillies will take the field. Bottom of the 5th, it'll be Barmes, Helton, and Holiday. Clint Barmes leading off. 6-7, and he cannot get away from the 6-7. That thing is coming up every at bat for him, and it is going to be a double for Barmes. At least once an inning, we get a 6-7, which is pretty amazing. So, Todd Helton. And I keep getting fantasy baseball. No! Somehow I set my phone to do not disturb, and the thing keeps having messages come up, which is completely frustrating. Swing away here. 3-5. 3-5. Ground ball to second base. Runner will move up. 4-3. Utley makes the play. So Matt Holliday with a chance to sacrifice fly or hit a run home. 5-5 against a righty, and that is trouble. He gets all of that one. It is long, and it is gone. 2-run home run for Matt Holliday, and Brett Myers gets touched up. That's the way it's been going. They've been squandering chances, and it is now 3-2 Rockies. Garrett Atkins with 1 out, 4-6 against a righty, and that's a single, and they're going to have to get the bullpen up because Myers is finding every... Let's see, what was his ERA? 4.55, not very good as far as a first-line starter goes. And they're going to have to go to... Well, they're not going to go to the pen yet, but they've got notions to. Hop. Atkins, he's not going to steal. Hop. 5-3 against a lefty and a ballpark home run. 1-11, this would leave the home fans very happy, but it is a fly ball to right field that is caught, and Myers is barely hanging on to this game. It's only 3-2, but he is getting smacked around everywhere. Everybody's hitting the ball hard, and I keep getting notifications, and somehow you put on a do not disturb, and I've gotten like 10 notifications here in the last 10 minutes. So 6-10 against a righty. Ground ball to short. This is going to be Bruntlett. They're not holding Atkins on, so Bruntlett is a 3E21. 3E21. And a 13 and a 9, 3-13, G2, 9 on the shortstop, E21, no error. That'll be it. We're going to say 6-4, fielder's choice, since it's a G2. 2 runs on 3 hits. So, if anybody was wondering why I put this this Phillies replay away, this kind of, I would say that anybody who's probably done this replay has gotten to like 5 to 6 or 7 games into this stretch of Rollins and Victorino both being out, and has probably just said, to hell with it, because why put yourself through it if you are interested in seeing the Phillies do anything? And they've got, So Taguchi singling instead of Rollins doubling or homering, and you've got fire hydrants running the base paths. So Pat Burrell will lead off here against Francis. 3-9. Of course, the other thing is that I've run them out of a couple innings, potentially. Worth was caught stealing. We sent Ruiz here. Pedro Feliz with one out here in the 6th, 5-6 against a righty, and there's a single. They really need some extra base hits. They've got to find they've really got to find the ballpark home run chances. But Ruiz is not going to do that because he's weak both sides. 1-3. 1-3 against a lefty, ground ball to second base B. That's going to be 4-6. Fielder's choice, and Eric Bruntlett. Eric Bruntlett. 5-5 against a righty, pops out to shortstop. 6th inning, but they have not. Pops out to short, and that will end it. They are going to. They're going to give Myers one more chance. He's a 7-inning pitcher. They'd love for him to have a chance to get the decision here, but and it's bottom of the order, so Torrealba will lead off. 3-2. 3-2 Rockies here in the bottom of the 6th. 4-5 against a righty and a walk. Let's see. Francis, he is on the edge, and they're going to pinch hit. You do it because you love the team. Heck, I was playing the 1960 Red Sox and out of the park, and we love the game. Yeah, okay, well, it's nice to love the game, and and I do too, but you hate to see to have that feeling like you're never going to see your good players again. And that's kind of the way this season goes for a little while. But you have to, it's kind of like reading the Bible, I guess. It's like you got to get through the, Leviticus and Deuteronomy and those guys before you get to the meat and potatoes. That's a much faster read. So Francis, he's going to be done after his 6th inning. They're going to bring in Podsednik. I know I shouldn't have pronounced the D in his name, probably. I think it's just Podsednik. But pinch hitting in the 6th. So 4-10 against a lefty, ground ball. Oh boy, that's 4-6-3. Double play. Yeah, I do. I hear that too, Al. But I'm a Bills fan, so I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to experience the fun of winning. And Tavares. 4-7 against a righty, and he strikes out. Let's see. 7-inning pitcher, so no weakness. And so he gets out of the leadoff walk. And hold on. Need to get Podsednik out of there. Put the pitcher's card back in. And the last game they used who? They used Corpus Bowie Spire. Okay, so Bowie was actually, they sent him down after the last game. So they will go. So they used Spire 20s. They will go again with Manny Corpus here. So, Z. Corpus didn't go an inning last time. Francis goes 6. 26 batters, and Corpus will face the spot Myers would normally be in, but they will pinch hit for him. So Myers' day is done, and now we've got to go to the bullpen and figure out... oh, wait, not the bullpen. We need to go to the bench and figure out who's going to pinch hit. They're going to go with... they will go with TJ Bone. So Myers' day is done, and we need to get pitcher's card to put over here. So here is Bone against Corpus. 5-9 against a righty. Ground ball at third base, and I'll tell you what. So we had, who's the other guy? So this is the second small sample size card, and you can see all the doubles and stuff that you could get off of this with him pinch hitting. I can never hit these cards. The other one I couldn't hit either. I can't remember the guy's name. I'm going to leave Bone in the game probably because he's a better left fielder than Burrell. Well, maybe not. No, because they were ahead when they did that, so we won't. I'm going to put Bone off to the side. So Taguchi. 3-3. Foul out to third base. It's as if the Stratomatic overseer knows your heart and will not allow you to roll one that is a jacked up card. 4-8 against a righty, and that's a single. Single for Worth. Chase Utley against Corpus, and let's see, what do they have for a lefty here? They got Josh Newman. They're going to go with Josh Newman here. They used Mike, what was his name? Bowie last game as the situational lefty, and they will use Newman here. Newman. Corpus, 2/3 of an inning this time, fared a little better than last game. So Newman, he will... let's see. Yeah, they will keep him there. Same spot in the order. So Newman against Utley with 2 outs. Against the lefty and the pitch. And a 10 on the D20, 110. Ground ball to first base. And that's it. So Newman gets that final out. He will, unless they bat around, he will lead off the next inning. Or he will pitch the next inning, too, against Howard. No runs on 1 hit. 7th inning stretch. Stand up, let it out. The bullpen for the Phillies now. They used Durbin last game and Gordon. So they will go with, let's see, what do they got? Barmes, Helton, Holiday. They will go with Clay Condrey. Actually, no, they're going to go with Ryan Madsen here. Haven't used him in a couple games. Myers went 6 innings. So Ryan Madsen will face the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th hitters in the lineup. So here we go. Barmes against Madsen. 110. That's a ground ball to the pitcher. Madsen makes the play. 1 down. Helton. 3-7. 3-7, a 1-5 single. It's been that kind of day where this comes up gold, but not this time. That'll be a play. Felice throws to first and the out, 2 down. Matt Holliday, 4-11 against a righty. Ballpark single. Only a 20. Denies him a single. So with 2 outs, Holliday, he's going to try to get a lead here and take advantage of Ryan Madsen's +2 hold factor. Need a 7, but you get a 4 instead, so no good lead. He's going to go ahead and let Garrett Agnew swing away now. 2-7. Ground ball to third base. 5-3. Inning over. Going to the 8th. They're going to stick with Newman. They're going to have Taylor Buchholz ready to come in for Burrell, and that may necessitate another change if that happens. So I hate to take Burrell out because he can change it with one swing of the bat. So here we go. Ryan Howard against Newman. 3-2 game, top of the 8th. Didn't need to roll D20. 1-5 and a walk. And Newman will be withdrawn for Taylor Buchholz. Newman goes a third of an inning. So, and they will let Burrell hit against Buchholz. I was thinking about bringing in Jeff Jenkins, but they will. So Pat Burrell against Buchholz with Howard at first, nobody out. 4-5 against a righty, and oh boy, that is good stuff there. 4-5. 1 would be a home run. Double 2-20. That is a double for Burrell. Howard's going to hold up at third base, and it's second and third, nobody out. That's going to bring up Pedro Feliz. He's the only... Well, I guess Pedro Feliz is a potential shortstop. Well, they're gonna let Feliz hit here. So second and third, nobody out. Buchholz, he's a setup guy. They're gonna let him try and get himself out of this inning. They're playing the infield in, by the way. 3-10, and guess what? That is pay dirt for the Phillies. That is going to score 2. And a double for Feliz, and it's going to bring home both Howard and Burrell, and that changes this ball game. It is now 4-3 Phillies on top, still with nobody out. Carlos Ruiz, let's see, they're 1 hit away from problems. They are going to... Will they expect the bunt here from Ruiz? We'll say they don't. Ruiz is going to lay down a bunt here, try to sacrifice over Feliz to third base with nobody out. So a C bunter, C4. C4 is speed, which means this is a potential single. Batter lays down a great bunt, has a chance to beat it out. Roll the 20-sided die. It falls within running range, is single. If it's outside, it's a sacrifice. Ruiz 1-11. That is a single for Ruiz, and he lays down the perfect bunt. And Buchholz is now tired. They're going to have to go back to their bullpen. And he has an absolute horrible outing. It's going to bring up Bruntlett. And first and third with nobody out. Bruntlett up. They're going to... Let's see. Spire pitched almost 2 innings yesterday. Clutch hit. Yes, definitely a clutch hit. They are going to go to Matt Hergis. They don't have a whole lot of options, but I think Buchholz being tired, you just can't keep going with him for too much longer. Buchholz gets nothing done. Three batters, 3 hits. And this is going to be Hergis. It's funny how this game works. It looked like the Phillies were dead to rights. They were getting nothing done, and then all of a sudden they get a walk and then 2 doubles and a single. And Matt Hergis will come up with Eric Bruntlett at the plate. And they are going to just go ahead and swing away here with Bruntlett. Thought about bringing in, but they need a pinch hitter for Myers. So, or not for Myers, for Ryan Madsen. So here is Bruntlett, first and third. They're going to play corners in because they're going to hope for a ground ball to short A so they can get the double play. That would allow Feliz to score, but they would get 2 outs in the process. So 6-4 against a righty, ground ball to third base. X. This could be just what they need. That is Atkins, but he has a 4E16. They're not holding the runner on third. So still a 4E16 and a 6. Oh, that could be a disaster. 4-6 is a single with 1 base advance. 13 on an E16. No error. But a single means that Feliz scores, and 4 straight hits here for the Phils. Ruiz moves to second, and nobody out still. As Atkins' lack of range keeps this inning alive, and with first and second, nobody out, they're going to go with the power guy, Jeff Jenkins, to try and put this game away, maybe. We'll see if that works out. Jenkins. And the only other thing that the Rockies could do here would be to bring in Fuentes to match up against Jenkins. So, because that's the only other lefty they have in the pen, and they're kind of getting short on guys. It is 5-3. Well, they're just going to go with Hergis here and hope that he can maybe get Jenkins to ground into a double play. 1-8. 1-8, and that is a single to left. But again, Ruiz on the base paths. We've already had this situation. Do we want to send him? Left fielder Holiday at 0 arm, so at least it's he wasn't being held on, so it's a 1-12, it's a little bit better chance. The other thing is that if you send him and they don't throw it, you hold Bruntlett at second. But I feel like you have to throw home if he goes. Nobody out. They're going to stick to their guns. They're going to hold Ruiz at third, and the bases are loaded. Jenkins at first, Bruntlett at second, Ruiz at third. They're going to play the infield in, and it's So Taguchi at the plate. .57 against a right-handed hitter. Oh my goodness, there we go. Pay dirt again. 1-8, a double off Herge's card. It is an 8. That is a double 2 stars. That's going to score 2 runs. Ruiz, Bruntlett both come home, and the Phillies are rocking and rolling now. 5 runs across the plate in this inning, 7-3. Runners at second and third now. Jenkins gets to go up to third. And Herge is a 2-inning guy, so he's not tired yet, but man, he is making a meal of this like Buchholz did. Here comes Worth, second and third. They're going to have to pitch to him. 5-6 against a righty, and he strikes out. That's the first out. Chase Utley. Hi, SMR. Chase Utley against Hergis. Second and third. And they're playing the infield in, too. They've got to try and close off this run. Actually, they're going to put Utley on. I feel like, well, you know what? If you're going to play the infield in, there's no reason to put... I'm going to change my mind. They thought about it, and then they decided against it. If they're going to play the infield in, there's no reason to put Utley on, because you're going to get... It's going to be... It doesn't really... Well, I guess it does make a difference if the bases are loaded or not. But let me see. Let me take a look. I haven't... Did Earl ever play a game? I don't know if he has tonight. I don't know if I beat him to the punch or what. So let me see. So if the bases are loaded, bases loaded is 7 versus a 1. Batter out, runners hold with second and third. 7. Batter safe, lead runner out. So you automatically go home. Or if it's second and third, there's really almost no difference to that, and you leave a runner off base. So let's just keep it like that. Chase Utley, no intentional walk. Second and third, 1 out. 2-6. 2-6. A 1-8 would be a single. With the infield in, the ground ball B with second and third is a 7, but lead runner is out. So this is the difference between a run scoring and a runner being picked off going home from third. 1-8. That is a 15. So Jenkins will be thrown out by, that'd be 3-2. Gets cut off by Helton. He throws home. Taguchi does move up to third base, and the fielder's choice means Utley goes to first. So with 2 down now, clutch possibly in effect here for Ryan Howard. Hergis sees his way out of this. 3-9, and a strikeout. That ends a rather long... They bat around here in the 8th inning, and let's see. So Jenkins, well, so let me see here. So they will send Jenkins back to the bench. They're going to bring a pitcher in straight in there because he's going to pitch. So Madsen, he went 1 inning, 4 batters. Now they have to pick a setup guy. It's going to be J.C. Romero. Romero will come in to face Haup, Baker, and Torrealba. They may pinch hit for Baker. We will see. Although Baker looks like he hits pretty well against lefties. So Madsen done. So Romero. The Phillies, they get 5 runs there. 7-3. Not a save situation at all. So Just trying to get out of this game. Brad Hoff against Romero, lefty. Lefty. 3-3. Fly ball to left field, and Burrell will make the catch. 1 down. Jeff Baker. 1-7. 1-7 is a ground ball to short. For the second out. And your Torrealba, 4-5 against a righty, strikes him out, and Romero pitches a nice 8th inning there for the Phillies after a lot of drama in the previous innings. The pitcher of record for the Phillies is Madsen. He would get the victory if they can hold on here. Hergis will continue, as Burrell will lead off here against Matt Hergis, the righty. 3-7. 1-6 would be a double. And it's a 1, a double for Burrell, and the Phillies bats have come alive here. Pedro Feliz. He's going to lay down a surprise bunt here. C bunter. C9, a 1 here, so that'll mean the pitcher is the fielder. So a C9, 1-2, and he will swing away here with a 1-2 count. 4-9 against a righty. 4-9 fly ball to left field. No advancement from Burrell. 1 out, Carlos Ruiz. 4-10 against a righty. Ballpark single, and guess what? That is going to be almost certainly going to be a single 1-star, unless it's a 20, and it's not. Burrell will move to third. It's the top of the 9th. They could bring in Fuentes here. So they're going to stick with Hergis against Bruntlett. 1st and 3rd, 1 out. They're going to play the infield in, 1-11. And that is a single to left, which will score the run. Another run across. Hergis. Ruiz will stay at second. Hergis brings up the pitcher spot for the Phillies, and they will go with Brad Harmon here. They're going to give Dobbs the night off. Let's see. So Romero was Y. So Brad Harmon against Hergis, 1st and 2nd. As you can see here, needs to roll off the pitcher's card. And he gets it, a 5-5. 5-5 against a righty, fly ball to center field. That'll be the 2nd out. Harmon gets a rare at bat. And so Taguchi, 5-8 against a righty, ground ball to second base. Baker, 4E16. 6 there total. 10. 4 and 10. They were not holding the runners on, so 4-10 is a G3. That's fine. Now it's a 6 on the E16. No error, so that will end the inning. We're going on an hour and 17 minutes almost, and so this game is these games with some extra hitting really can carry on, I guess. But so we go to, they get a run on 3 hits, and it is now 8-3. Phillies on top, going to the bottom of the 9th. Romero has to come out, and they will pitch Rudy Cianez, since it's not a save situation. Romero, 1 inning, 3 batters. So Cianez will try to keep this game in check, and the Rockies will have to go to their bench. They're going to go with Troy Tulowitzki leading off here. He did pinch hit in real life, so pinch hit in the 9th against Cianez. Can the Rockies put together a rally? 3-6, 3-6, and look at that. That would be a start. 1-2 home run, 3-20 double. It's a double for Tulowitzki. Pinch hit double, and the Rockies are in business potentially. Willie Taveras, 3-11. And that's a foul out that third baseman Feliz gets, and that's the first out. And it's Clint Barmas now. .110 ground ball to pitcher B. 1-3. The runner will have to hold, and that's 2 outs. Todd Helton, 2 for 4. Final out of the game. 3-9. 3-9 and a strikeout. That is the ball game. Cianez closes the door, and the Phillies are victorious. They split the series here with the Rockies. They win by a final of 8-3. The victory will go to Ryan Madsen. The loss to let's see, that would be Taylor Buchholz is going to get credited with the loss. He gave up the 4th run. He gave up three of the runs there in the 8th inning, which ended up dooming the Rockies. Just a steady stream of hits. They had 6 in a row in that 8th inning right here between Burrell and Taguchi, including the series is over. We will get back to TBL action tomorrow, and my bandwidth has gone way to the crapper. Ken, have I been to Capriati's? Have I been to Capriati's? Of course I have. We don't go there too often because it's, I don't know. I guess, I mean, they're a little expensive, I guess, maybe. I mean, I'm cool with a Wawa sub. Usually there's a good, and I know that when we go there, we can get my son, who's a picky eater. He likes the meatballs. And my daughter will eat the chicken parm. So, that's kind of what we do when we go to Wawa. Now we have a Capriati's right within walking distance of our house. I mean, it's like right around the corner. But again, and I do like. I mean, the bread's good. They've got the. I mean, if it's not Tallarico's, like the hot pepper relish, that stuff is good. Whatever their pepper relish is, and yeah, I mean, it's good. I'm not a big fan of like the Bobby. I'm sure if you are familiar with Capriati's, you know what that is. The Bobby is like a Thanksgiving sub that has like turkey and gravy and cranberry sauce and stuffing, maybe something like that. Thanks, Derek. I'll let her know that the followers of the Tenacious League are wishing her a happy birthday. So she had a good one. Let's see. Hi, Larry. Game over. Ken says he would have trouble with his weight if he lived close to Capriati's. Capriati's is good, no doubt about it. Actually, we went and got we went to this Korean place that has sushi as well tonight. That's the place that my daughter wanted to go to dinner, and so we kind of broke the bank with that. Plus we got a phone. That's her gift. But man, yeah, I know what you're saying. Capriati's now kind of sounds even though I'm full still. So yeah, it's tough. But I'm a big fan of Mexican for some reason. So that's, I mean, I guess because it's good, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm a fan of all types of food, really, except for seafood. Don't give me seafood. It's weird that I settled in sort of this Chesapeake region where the seafood is very plentiful, because that's not the rest of my family's fine with it, but I'm not. It's not my ball of wax. So in the 90s, you ran at Delaware State University. We just drove by there tonight. They're having their graduation this weekend. Actually, a church friend is a dean there. So, oh, you ran at DSU. You mean there was a meet there? I see what you mean. I thought maybe you attended there. I mean, I guess back in the day that was it's what they were. I think they're still called historically black universities, but they've obviously opened up their enrollment now. But yeah, so yeah, it's in Dover. It's right there, right across from the racetrack. So yeah, I mean that's where that's not that far from my hometown. So all right, well, anyway, I'm gonna sign off here in case Tabletop Earl is itching to do anything. I think he would comment if he was. But look out tomorrow for more of the TBL 2.0. Want to try and get that back going again. We've got some games. We've got like Detroit and Toronto, I think, is the first game that would be on the docket. So just going to keep rolling with that, and we'll keep rolling with this here and there. Maybe this will come back into the fold a little more, but also thinking about trying to maybe do some of this offline, because again, it gets redundant. So anyway, I'm going to park it and say goodnight. So thanks a lot, everybody. Ken says he won his race down in Dover, so that's good. Yeah, it's and when I say the racetrack, I don't mean the running track. I assume you didn't run at Dover Downs. That would make you a horse or a car. And I don't think you're either of those. I think it's probably tough to type with hooves or wheels, but anyway, that's beside the point. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Strat on. Have a great night. And hopefully see you tomorrow morning with a TBL game. Thanks.